Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Ryan Turley here, and today I've got something really exciting to share with you. I'm gonna be making the McRIB sandwich from McDonald's my way. So stay tuned and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get it done. I've got here a rack of St. Louis pork ribs. This is my preferred cut. If you like baby backs, you can use those as well, but you may have to adjust the time just a little bit because they will finish quicker. Now let's take this out of the packaging, pat it completely dry with a paper towel, and then remove the membrane on the bone side. Now to remove this membrane that's running down this bone side on this section, the easiest way I've found to do it is take a butter knife. Just like that. Now grab your paper towel and it should just peel right up. One and done. And now I'm just gonna square this rack up just a little bit. All right, now let's add our binder. I'm just using yellow mustard today. And for the rub, we're using Spanglish Asadero al pastor. Now I just fired up my smoker, a Traeger pellet grill, to 225 degrees. And while that heats up, we're gonna let this rub settle in so the meat starts to sweat a little bit. In about 20 minutes, we'll throw it on. So we've got our rib rack on, and then remember the bones that I cut off each side? Well, I threw a couple different flavors on there just to test out and see if I like them.
3 hours later.
All right, this rack is looking really good. This bark set in perfectly. I pulled this at about 165 to 170 degrees internal temperature, just for reference. It went for about 2.5, almost 3 hours. So we're ready to wrap this in our tin foil and add a few more ingredients. So we're gonna start out with 3 knobs of butter here. Next, we are gonna layer down some honey and our ribs. And we're gonna go meat side down on these, just to make sure that meat side is getting all this flavor. And before we wrap it up, I'm gonna throw in a 1/2 cup of apple juice. All right, we're gonna throw this back on the Traeger. I did crank the heat up just a little bit to 250 degrees, and we're gonna let this go for another couple hours.
Meanwhile,
now our ribs are wrapped and still in the Traeger at 250 degrees, and while they finish up, I'm gonna make my own barbecue sauce. Now you can use a store-bought sauce for this, but this recipe is super easy. There are a lot of ingredients to it. If you leave a couple out, it's no big deal, but this sauce I've been working on for a while, and I absolutely love it, and I think it's gonna go perfect for this McRib. Start out with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup ketchup, and a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1 teaspoon black pepper, a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon garlic powder, a teaspoon cayenne, 1 teaspoon stone ground mustard, 2 teaspoons Worcestershire, and 2 tablespoons black strap molasses. This stuff is awesome, and I'm almost out. And now the final ingredient are bourbon whiskey. So this is optional, but I think this adds a lot of flavor to your sauce, and we're gonna add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of whiskey. Now once this sauce comes to a simmer, I'm actually gonna throw it out on the smoker just to get a little bit of smoke flavor in the sauce. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, those bones are ready to come right out. These are looking fantastic. Now we're gonna wanna be super careful. Oh wow, look at that. Those look perfect. Now we're gonna take our ribs and paint these with our homemade bourbon barbecue sauce. Throw these back on the Traeger for about 15 to 20 minutes and let that sauce tighten up. Back inside, we're gonna slice up our pickles and sweet onions. Then add the onions to a bowl of cold water. This really helps soften them up and gives them a better texture. All right, we're gonna take our sesame French roll, layer down some butter. Let's toast these buns. All right, we made it. So I just pulled the ribs off the Traeger and they're resting right now. And I've got my barbecue sauce that we're gonna top this McRIB with, our onions, pickles, and toasted bun. All right, look at these. Perfection. This droop right here is a really good sign that they're done. Also, this meat tearing off right here is another good sign. So we're gonna very carefully flip these over and remove the bones. Make sure you get all those rib tips. Now that it's boneless, we're gonna add some sauce to the buns, lay down our meat, more sauce on top, our pickles, and onions. And here we go with the taste test. Wow. That is unreal. First thing I'm picking up is that spicy Spanglish Asadero al pastor rub. And then that rich, sweet, heat barbecue sauce that we made. Finishes off with some onions and pickles. It's amazing. And if you do try this recipe, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's the best sauce I've ever made.
Yeah.
It's so good.